In this lesson, we will continue building our 3 speaker grill options. Now remember, we have these all grouped, so it's kind of nice. I can select all of them at once. And I'll just go up to the solid menu. I'll choose extrude planar curve. And I'm just going to drag these backwards like this. Now these are easy enough to select because they're so far away from this object. But if I wanted to make it even easier on myself, all I would have to do is go to Select, New Objects, or Last Created Object, and it'll choose all of those. And then I'll just hit Control G to group all of them together. So that's my G1 extrusions. I'll take my G1 faceplate. I'll do a Boolean difference. So it'll delete all of the cylinders that were the inputs that were cut. If I turn off my grill here, you can see because we have this thinner material, we get a very realistic kind of a look to that grill as I move left to right. All right, let's turn off G1, and we'll do the same thing for G2. I'll take these curves, solid, extrude planar curve, straight. Now this time it remembers the distance that we put last time, and that distance seemed to work out, so I can just hit Enter, and it'll just apply that. Let me switch off the G2 curves. We don't really need those. So these ones I won't group together when we use them. I'll just show you a mask kind of selection. So I have my faceplate. I'm going to do a Boolean difference, surfaces or polysurfaces to subtract. And I'll just move my camera around here. And remember in Rhino, if you drag from the right to the left, you only have to just sort of touch the parts you want to select. You don't have to encase them in a complete box. That makes it really nice for doing things like this. I can just drag like that, and that automatically selects everything I might need. I'll hit Enter. It's going to go through the Boolean difference process. Think about it for a few moments. Sometimes this will take a while. This is a pretty complex operation we're asking this to perform. So there you go. We have our grill. Same thing applies as we move them around because we have just that thinner plastic thickness. You get a very realistic look. And if we look inside here, you can see they're all within our boundary. Switch that off. Switch on Bez G3 and Grill G3. Now remember the difference between these were offset 1 millimeter, so we get a slightly different look. Now these we didn't group, so let's go ahead and I will take these and we'll do a selection by color. So I have one selected, and I'll do select by color. Chooses all of the green pieces. I'll hit Control G to group them, and again we'll do a solid, extrude planar curve straight. Even though they're on this side of the face, the command remembers which direction they did go in, and it doesn't remember the distance, so we can just hit Enter again and apply them all going that way. I don't need these curves anymore. I can just switch those off. I'll select this face bezel, do a difference, and drag right to left. Make sure I got everything there, and it looks like I did. And I'll hit Enter. All right, let me turn that off. I'm going to switch on Face Bez, the original, LCDs, and let's turn all of my layers on here. Look at this thing. So this is our object without the grill, and you can see it really lacks that nice detail to it. If I bring in this, and let's turn on our render mode, now you can see we're really starting to get a nice looking walkie-talkie shape here. Turn off that layer, bring in this one, and we'll bring in this one. And I think the stagger of that offset really is helping that out. I think that looks a lot better with that stagger. And that completes our look at creating the speaker grill holes.